I have the 2023 Viola Trevenezia Franconia red wine. What a mouthful. If you're wondering, watching this video, if this is a wine that you should get to enjoy all of those delicious plates of charcuterie that you're going to be enjoying on your patio all summer long, the answer is yes. And if you're wondering while watching this video, if this is a wine that will be best served chilled because you're enjoying it on the patio on a warm summer night, the answer is also yes. And if you're also wondering if a few weeks ago was the first time I'd ever heard of this wine right now, the answer is also yes. This is a wine that's a mouthful. It's not something that you hear all the time, see all the time, which is why I'm very excited to introduce it to you because it's slightly new to me too. Although this is not a region that's new to me, but it is new to me for wines like this. When you're talking about the northeast of Italy, which is really more known for its white wines, and the Trevenezia IGT, the region that we're talking about. It's a broad region that encompasses places like Friuli and the Veneto, places that really specialize in crispy white wines. It's not a place that we really talk about outside of Amarone red wines. And so for that reason, I was a little bit skeptical as to what this wine was and what it entails. But it was the perfect example of two things, really. Number one, there's always so much to learn in the wine world. And number two, sometimes the wines that are like the hardest to pronounce and have, a lot going on in the label, they're often the best values. It's a great little hack to keep in mind. And that's kind of what this wine is here. This is a red wine that's going to be best served chilled because when you smell it, oh, it's like a big bowl of like strawberries and raspberries and all those great kind of like tart berries that you enjoy just at the crest of summer when things are starting to warm up and things aren't quite there yet. That's what this wine smells like. It's spicy and it's delicious. And yes, it will be better in the fridge if you can get it there, but also it will be delicious at this temperature as well. Now, let's talk about the name of this wine because I know there's a lot going on here. Number one, let's start with Viola. This is just the winery name. So this is the fantasy name or whatever you want to call it, the winery name. You also have Trevenezia, which is the wide encompassing region that I talked about. And then you have on here Franconia. What the heck is Franconia? Now, Franconia is a grape. It's got another synonym, but maybe the synonym is also unfamiliar to you, and that synonym is going to be Blaufränkisch, normally seen in places like Germany, but also if you're living in a state that isn't like California or Oregon or Washington, it's highly likely that they might be producing Blaufränkisch. You see it a lot in wineries in New York and Michigan and Pennsylvania. This is a grape that does really well in slightly cooler climates, which is why you normally don't see red wines in the regions of Friuli and the Alto Adige and the Veneto and these northeastern parts of Italy. It's because they're a little cold for red wines. But Blaufränkisch is one of those grapes, or Franconia is one of those grapes that actually does really well here. So let's talk about what the heck is happening on the nose and the palate. Well, I mentioned all those delicious fruits on here. I mean, it's like the juiciest, loveliest bowl of berries that just like exploding mouth. You know, like when you get like the container raspberries and it's maybe just like slightly early in the season, but then you get 5 in there that are just like really, really good. They're popping in your mouth, they're exploding in your mouth. That's the whole thing here. That's what's happening. They're like that perfect amount of ripeness. They're just on the cusp of not being like underripe, but like just perfectly there. Oh, I gotta keep going. It's light in body. So if you're someone that enjoys wines like Pinot Noir, like Grenache, this is like a dead ringer for Grenache. This has so much of that strawberry thing going on, but it leans slightly more dark and it's a little bit more crunchy. Sometimes in wine we hear that term like crunchy red fruit. This is really, really crunchy red fruit. Now, even though this is coming from the Trevenezia IGT, it is specifically coming from Friuli, which is a really, really beautiful area of Italy, like I said, that's more notable for crispy white varieties like Sauvignon. And you should kind of treat it as such. You should kind of treat it almost like a red wine. The tannins are really soft. The body is really light, the fruit is really juicy, but it's crispy and it's aromatic, and it's going to play with a lot of the same things, believe it or not, that Sauvignon Blanc from this region will play with. So if you want to get those charcuterie boards out, if you want to get your cheese board out, if you want to get your salads out, this is actually going to be that red wine that you can have either alongside or after those crispy whites like Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc, in whatever fashion that you are enjoying these wines in. So whether that's a party or a dinner or just a night at home, this is a perfect wine for you to do that with. There's a few other wines that I've talked about before that have this sort of like strawberry, kirshy, easygoing nature for it. But I have to stress here that this one is going to be a little crunchier. It's going to be a little bit brighter in acid, and the ripeness isn't going to be quite as profound as some of the ones I've talked about before. So if you're someone that really loves these like very ripe, California juicy, juicy, juicy wines, just keep in mind that there's a little more acidity here. There's a little bit more tart fruit here, even though it is singing with juiciness. There is something that feels very cool climate about this wine. So I just want to kind of keep that in mind for those of you who are thinking, I'm not so sure if this is good or bad for me. This is a wine that definitely leans a little bit more on the tart side, but don't worry, you're not going to be like puckery. I am not someone that loves super tart, super sour, but I like a little bit, especially when I'm pairing it with food. So all that to say, I hope you love it. It's part of the wine club. If you are enjoying this outside of the wine club, how fun is this label? How fun is this going to be to take on a picnic or to the beach or whatever you're like doing outside and in lovely weather? Hopefully, this is going to be the wine for you. I think. I hope you love it. Enjoy.